Good morning, guys. Good morning, guys. We can take a minute for how I'm choosing to start the vlog. We've got Mango up in the window behind me. But good morning, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Amara and I am a yoga teacher now located in the UK, and welcome to a day in the life of me filming classes. Now, you're probably questioning the state in which I'm in, but this is very, very realistic for me. The morning of classes, I've got eye patches on to do puff. I did a face mask last night. I've literally just got up and done the train run. I've run Jake to the station so he can get the train into London, and which means that I have the house to myself to do some filming. Now, my filming setup has kind of changed obviously from when we were in Dubai, because I had access to so many beautiful studios to film in, whereas we've only just moved, so I haven't really got my filming spaces at the moment. So at the moment we are currently staying near to Jake's parents, and this house has a really beautiful space for me to film in. So the plan is to bulk film today everything until the end of September. So we're currently last week of August. I'm filming everything until the end of September. So that is kind of the vibe for today. It's a very busy filming day. It's still very early. I think it's only just 8 o'clock. I needed to go to the supermarket and do a oat milk run so I can have my morning matcha and a cup of tea, and then we can begin. It was actually the Pisces full moon last night. So before I think I even get started on the day, I want to do a bit of a meditation and just a little mini card pull and little ritual for the Pisces full moon before we get started, but I'll do that with my morning tea. So let's dive into the day. On some makeup and kind of getting ready for a filming day. Today is definitely going to be one of those days where I take you along with everything. I'm going to show you my filming setup, but I also thought it would be nice to show you what products I like to use when I'm filming. So first things first, when I'm filming is moisturizer. I am someone who does have drier skin and mixed race, so naturally I just do. And being moisturized before filming is just, it makes a huge difference. I know it sounds like something really small. I'm currently using this Way Symbart, which smells incredible, but it doesn't really matter what you use, if I'm honest. Like, I just find that being moisturized makes a massive difference to how the skin looks on camera. It just looks a little bit nicer. It's actually a tip that I picked up from, if anyone watches Well With Hells, she mentioned this and it was something that I did like half and half. I sometimes did it, sometimes don't. And then she mentioned it and I was like, oh my gosh, you're absolutely right. So ever since then, it's always moisturize the arms, get them looking just nice and beautiful, and sort of the chest area as well. You absolutely don't need an expensive cream for this. I am just a bit of a moisturizing fiend, so I like to smell like coconuts and all the things. That's just me. Something else that I also do, and again, this is because I am particularly dry, you might find that you're not in need of this, but I also tend to have a body oil, so I'll put a body oil on top of my moisturizer. So then when I tend to film, I also tend to pop on a little bit of makeup. I don't tend to wear loads because the matte that I film with is white, so it's finding that balance of wearing enough makeup that I feel a little bit more confident, and on camera it all looks like right, but at the same time I don't want to be wearing loads because I don't want it to come off on my outfit or my mat when I am teaching. So I'm just using, this is actually not my favorite moisturizer, but it's what I have. It's the Kiehl's Ultra Facial Cream. Again, I feel like I need more moisture than this. I am just want all the moisture and glowy vibes. And then my favorite, I'm sure I've mentioned this in the vlogs before, but my absolute favorite, just like everyday moisturizer foundation, is this Laura Mercier Illuminating, Illuminating Tinted Moisturizer. It's the best. It's the best. It looks like skin. I can apply it with my hands. It's honestly like, I always get compliments when I'm wearing this on my skin, and people ask like, are you even wearing foundation? Which is just exactly what I want for when I'm filming, because it just looks so natural and so pretty, which makes me brings me that confidence of knowing my skin looks nice. I think in last week's vlog you didn't see me wearing makeup once. I have, as I've got older, I feel like when I first started putting vlogs on YouTube, which wasn't that long ago, I was always having makeup on, and as I've got older and started doing this more, I just don't have the time for it. Like if I'm leaving the house 50-50, I might put on makeup, but for vlogging we don't have the time for that. Okay, concealer wise, I use the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin. I'm such a Charlotte Tilbury stan, and the YSL Touche Eclat. Now this is a little bit heavy for what I would want just on an everyday, but you know what, actually for filming it's probably exactly what I need. So I'll just use it underneath my eyes and to cover any blemishes. It's just a little heavier than what I would normally use. Saying that, this is all I've got with me, so this is what we use for everything at the moment. But in order to lighten it up, I look crazy. In order to lighten it up, I will use any kind of setting spray and spray it on my brush, and then use that to help me blend. Gosh, there was once upon a time in my life where I would have loved to have been a beauty YouTuber. She loved all the things. But this is like my, sorry guys, the lighting here is not great. This is my absolute favorite. And help me get the top off, because it just removes any blueness from underneath my eyes, and with moving it looks very dark, but because of the more ready tinge, it just helps to remove any of the dark circles. And with all of the moving craziness, let me tell you, I'm exhausted. So this is just the absolute best. I'll always blend it with my fingers because I just find that that is the most effective way just to really pat it in. Is I will just do a little bit of bronzer to kind of just like contour a little bit and get definition in my face. If I don't do this, I feel like a moon whilst I'm filming, because I do have quite high cheekbones, so like otherwise I just end up taking up all definition out of my face. So a little bit of bronzer. I will also put this on my, honestly, usually if I were going out I would take a lot more time and like precision with this, but because I'm just filming and it's far away, I will just take it over the eyelids like that with this massive brush and just hope for the best, really. Literally hoping for the best. Then a little bit of blush, because we need colour, because otherwise when you are on camera it will just completely wash you out. Now again, I'm not super picky with blush. I have a fair few. This is the NARS Portofino one. I've had this one for years, but this will just do perfectly. And I love blush, but also when I'm filming I will always put like a little bit more on than I normally would, because again the camera does tend to wash you out. Okay, we are very nearly there. All I will do from here is a little bit of mascara and something on my brows. I'm using a brown mascara. Again, that's just my personal preference, because I find that it just doesn't feel as harsh as a black mascara. That's just generally my preference anyway. But I'll put more coats of this than I usually would, again, because on camera everything does tend to wash you out. Mascara done. This is the YSL Lash Clash in brown. My favorite one is actually the Glossier Boy Brow. However, for filming it's just not quite it's not got enough oomph. Every day it's beautiful, it just looks like lash extensions, but for filming it's just a little bit too basic, so I prefer this. I usually like to use a lip liner when I'm filming. This one is quite literally run out. It's the Refi one, and it is probably the best because it stays on all day. And then I'm just using this Fenty Beauty in Pinch Me. It's like the perfect natural glossy color. I love lip gloss. Such a girly girl. So yes, that is my like everyday, try and get you into better light. That is my everyday sort of filming makeup routine. Today I'm actually going to leave my hair like this because I'm filming some more gentle classes, filming a lot of yin and some more gentle flow, so I don't need to have my hair pinned back. So I'm quite enjoying this sort of half up, half down vibe. So yes, we are ready to go and set up. I'm gonna have some breakfast and then we're gonna film. Oh my goodness, you guys, usually I would put this blanket away on the sofa, but he is literally fast asleep under here, and I do not have the heart to make him move. Usually I'd try and put him in another room, but he's just gonna have to stay there whilst I film today. Oh, bless him. He's literally tucked himself right in. That is so cute. Okay guys, I have just had some breakfast and I am now ready to begin to prep my space for filming. Saying that, there is a lawnmower outside and I don't know if you can currently hear it, but I'm really hoping that's gonna stop in a minute because they've been doing it all morning. Fingers crossed. This is like one of the things when you are filming from a space, is needing that sort of quiet when you're filming. But I thought I would go through some of the equipment that I use for filming, some of the equipment I have with me, but also some of the equipment I don't have but would recommend, because they're things that I'm going to be repurchasing because they didn't quite make the move, or I will be getting them when the rest of our things arrive. So the biggest question that I get asked first of all is what I film my classes and YouTube videos on. I film on the Sony ZV-1. This is the camera I'm currently talking to you guys on, so I can't show it to you, but the reason that I decided to go with the Sony ZV-1, I did a lot of research on it, and it has the ability to continuously record hour-long classes rather than a lot of cameras that stop recording at 20 minutes and you then have to go and restart the recording, which for me just didn't really, it didn't work. The main reason I was buying a camera was for the ability to film long classes. So this was the main reason I went with the Sony ZV-1. I love it. It's what I've used for a really, really long time. However, one thing that I would say is that the microphone on the Sony ZV-1, whilst it's fine whilst I'm speaking to you like this, I think this might be the case with most cameras, the audio and microphones aren't really suitable for classes. So they're just not up to the standard that I would like it to be for classes. So what I use instead, for my mics, again, the most common question, is these Rode Wireless Go mics. So I have them in white because my camera is white, so I just wanted everything to match, but they also come in black. These are the Rode Wireless Go. This one attaches to my camera, plugs in. This one I attach to myself. Now you can also get like a little, they come with it like a little hat for the mic. So this is where the mic is. You get a little hat that just stops any brushing noises or windy noises. However, I find that I don't love sticking this just like on the body, so maybe here. First of all, I don't love the look of it being there, but second of all, I just don't love that the microphone and the sound then changes. So if I'm doing like a cat pose, I'll be really close to the mic, whereas if I'm doing like an up dog, I'm really far away from the mic and then the volume changes. That's something that really bugs me. Now, I'm a real perfectionist with this, and obviously I'm teaching like vinyasa classes, so I think what a lot of people don't realize is that when you're teaching any sort of flowing classes, that the microphone setup is a little bit more challenging than even if you were like a workout instructor or a Pilates instructor, because those movements are quite controlled and you take breaks. You're usually doing sets, right? Whereas in a vinyasa class, there are no breaks unless we stop for a child's pose, but the majority of the time we're continuously flowing. So there's not that ability to readjust the microphone as needed. So what I do with this is I have to go and get it for you guys. I also have a headset. This is so cheap. This was literally off of Amazon, and it's an over-the-ear headset, and it plugs in to my Rode Wireless Go, like so. And then I can wear this. It then also, I keep them really safe at the front of my camera case, and here it comes with little sponges to go on the end to stop any breathing noises, because I find that that's the main thing that bugs me, is if I don't have anything muffling that end of the mic, you just hear me breathing because I'm starting to get hot, I'm starting to move. I don't love that. So I then just pop that on, I will pop this around, and that is kind of my filming setup. Now, you can't currently see the camera. I will swap over to my phone once I've all set up and show you. But another thing that I would really, really recommend investing in, depending on your situation. Now, when I lived in Dubai and I was filming in my home, I had studio box lights, which were really, really great. They helped to just create a really consistent lighting within the space. I'm really lucky here that the light situation is just beautiful, and not only can I be backlit, which is honestly, okay, so a lot of people will say to you not to backlight your videos. I know it's such a no-no within the like sphere of videography, I guess, but I love the look of it. I love the look of having just like a beautiful light background. So I'm very lucky in this space that not only am I backlit, but I'm also front lit. So I have the light from both sides, and this camera also allows me to change the manual exposure, so I can put the exposure to a point that I really, really like. So I've always enjoyed having classes be a little bit backlit. That's just my personal preference. I like the way it looks. However, for me, when I was living in my flat in Dubai, it was very, very dark. So the box lights were really, really helpful because they created a lot of light and very consistent light within a dark space. Another thing that I feel like is just so important, and I'm a little annoyed because I don't have this with me today, but I will figure something out, is having a power bank. Honestly, if you are filming long classes, so say you're filming more than one class in a day, having a power bank is going to be so helpful, because what I will then do is I will plug my camera in, have the power bank next to it, and then I can continue filming. Because with this camera, I have a really big memory card. I think my memory card is 128 gigabytes, so I can film and film and film. I have hours worth of like video on that. However, what will stop me more is the camera needing to be charged. So that is what I would recommend in that sense. So I'm going to start clearing the space, start setting it up. I'll pop you on a time lapse, and then I will just show you on my phone cam what the setup kind of looks like. This is currently what the setup looks like. Sorry for the laundry. We need to hang it there and we don't have a drying rack. But this is currently what the setup looks like. I've literally just got my camera on a chair because I do not have my tripod because we've just moved. I have plugged in my Rode Wireless Go, and this is my other one that I will plug in my headset to. Okay guys, so I have kind of set myself up. In a moment I will adjust the frame because I will be on my mat there. Currently you are in my mic, so you can sort of hear how different it might sound. I am going to plug it into the headset as well, but what's really fantastic about these mics that I did not actually mention is that if there is any like outside sound, they do tend to then muffle it and really focus on your voice. So at the moment I have got a lawnmower going outside, and it's not going to be anywhere near as bad as if I was just using the onboard mic on the camera. Something else that I will do before I start filming is I will adjust the exposure for the sort of setting. So right now it's looking really, really beautiful. I will zoom in a little bit because I might even move the TV just slightly if possible, because I do just hate the look of the TV within these videos, but sometimes you got to do with what you got to do with. But yes, that is what I will do, is I will adjust the exposure, I'll adjust the frame, I'll move any other things that I need to out, and then I will get started with filming. One thing I didn't actually mention, which is also another little hack, is when I am filming for really long days, I will always have my headphones with me. And what I will do is I will put, so if I'm facing this way on the mat, I will put a headphone in this ear, and it just allows me to listen to music whilst I'm filming, which is a little bit nicer than it being silent, while still doesn't involve or implicate any copyright stuff going on if I were to post it to YouTube or something like that. So I always film my classes without music, and then if I am going to upload it to my online membership, which is Soulshala. If you're new here, I have an entire online membership where I share classes every single week. We have over 120 classes on there now, and it's just where all of my best and most beautiful classes go. So if I'm going to share classes onto Soulshala, I will then add the music within the editing process. If they are going onto YouTube, I tend to upload them without music because it's just much easier with copyright, and those classes tend to be a little bit shorter. So I will then give access to a Spotify playlist for the YouTube classes. So yes, if you want to listen to music whilst filming, having headphones, wireless ones you can just pop into one ear, are fantastic. So with that being said, it is now time to really get on and do some filming. I have 3 classes to film today, 2 that I would definitely like to get done before I sort of take a break for lunch, and then do 1 in the afternoon. I think I mentioned earlier that these classes are slightly more gentle classes. So if I have a day where I know that maybe I've got like 3 vinyasa classes to film, usually I would try my best not to put them all on the same day. I would try and sort of spread them out. But on a day like today where I have 1 slightly more active class, but the other 2 are much more gentle, it's a lot more easy. So yes, let's get started because this has taken me an awful long time. Hello guys, welcome back to Soulshala and welcome to today's presence gift. Okay guys, it is a fair bit later, 2 classes down, 1 more to go. I've done a very quick outfit change and I'm ready to film my last class today. I'm actually filming a autumn equinox flow, which is going to be going live on YouTube as well as Soulshala in September. So that is very exciting. This is actually my last class to film, so I stopped and had a little bit of lunch. I put everything on charge and I'm now ready to jump back in, get this last class done, then I'm stopping for the day. It could be very easy for me to then sit down and want to edit everything, but if that's something you want to see, I can do another vlog where I take you along with my editing process. But for right now, I just want to get this filming done and then I am clocking off the day. I'm going to go for a walk, make myself a matcha, do a little bit of yoga. I also went to TK Maxx yesterday and got some really cute bits. So whilst that's not really part of the filming day in the life vlog, I do want to show you guys. So I'm going to, because you guys just know it's a very vloggy vibe here. So let's bash out this last class and then we can clock off for the day. For those of you joining here on Soulshala, welcome back. For those of you joining me from YouTube, welcome to today's class. If you find that you enjoy it, I have an online membership called Soulshala where I have hundreds of classes very similar to this, longer, shorter, different styles. So if you find that you enjoy this, please do feel free to check it out. We've got a little friend over here. For today's class, we are really tuning into this theme of the autumn equinox. Now, the autumn equinox is the time when we make this transition from summer into autumn. It is the days that are imperfect. Hey guys, I am now finished filming, 3 classes down and done. The cats are hungry for their dinner, but 3 classes down and done. I will then edit them at a later stage. So that is me done for the day. It's 4 o'clock, so I did finish a little while ago. I've been mooching around on my bum for a bit, but I did promise myself I was gonna go out for a walk. It's looking very grey, but I am going to head out. I'll have to take something, maybe a hat or something. But I did actually just want to show you the bits that I got at TK Maxx yesterday because I'm obsessed with them and it's just very exciting. Honestly, I feel like TK Maxx is literally one of the best things about coming back to the UK because we just didn't have that in Dubai. And yeah, anyway, very happy with my purchases. The first thing that we got was I bought us Two lovely mugs. These are actually handmade in Portugal from TK Maxx. Who would guess? They are honestly gorgeous. I just love them. We needed mugs obviously because we're moving into our new flat. Saying that there's so much going on, but we are moving into it, so we will need some mugs. I then also just got loads of things that I didn't need. So I got 2 autumnal candles. This one is, I think, Willow Woods. Smells incredible. I think I will then also keep the jar afterwards and use it just to put tea lights in. And then I am a vanilla girly, so this is a vanilla pumpkin one, but I quite liked the color. Oh, it smells so good. Yes, that was lovely. I then got a very non-exciting coconut leave-in conditioner for my hair. These 2 books are so non-related to what I share, but for anyone who knows, I think I mentioned this in last week's vlog actually, that Pride and Prejudice is one of my favourite films, and it's a bit of a comfort film for me, and I love the books and I love Jane Austen. I'm a big Jane Austen fan. I feel like that's such a random fact about me. I feel like some people might be surprised, but then also those of you who kind of get my vibe won't be surprised. I'm a huge Jane Austen fan, and in TK Maxx they have the most beautiful, like, not old copies because they're new, but like beautiful traditional style copies of Pride and Prejudice, which I just love. And then also Sense and Sensibility, which is one of my favorites. And just, I love reading a period romance. They are honestly my fave, so hence why I'm a Jane Austen fan. So I'm so happy with those. The other 2 things that I got, again, very exciting. They're from a brand called Scandi Home, and I saw them and just fell in love. This is a little like one person teapot, which I just think is lovely. And then this is a tea steeping mug. So in there, I'm not undoing the tape because we do have to put this in the car and move later on this week, but in there is like a tea strainer. So that's also a tea straining mug. I also do have another tea straining mug as well. So this just means that there's 1 each for us because I am in a bit of a herbal witchy era. I'm always in a witchy era, but my herbal witchy era of wanting to mix my own teas, which I will 100% do because I am just an absolute tea addict. So I thought the teapot and the mugs and things like that are just perfect for when I start to collect my own herbs and mix my own teas, because that is very much the vibe around here. I feel like I am a walking oxymoron sometimes. Not really. Like, I do yoga and I love period romance novels. I love all things witchy, and I love a clean girl aesthetic. What can we say? But then I also love a boho aesthetic. What can you do? On that note of all things witchy and boho, which is me at my core, I started listening to a podcast yesterday whilst I was in TK Maxx called Witch by, I think it was BBC One or BBC Four. It was so good. So I'm going to listen to that on my walk this afternoon as well. Because it's so binge worthy. It's so good. So yeah, come and join me for, I guess, the rest of my evening. I'm going to make a matcha as well before I go. Have you ever seen a more perfect matchup? Hello guys, it's about a week later, less than a week I'd say, a few days after I filmed that. We have actually moved, hence our different background. Very empty flat at the moment because we don't have our furniture yet. With that being said, it is editing day today, so the classes that I filmed last week, I am now going to head to a cafe and edit. I always like to, well, especially at the moment when we don't have like a table and chairs for me to work at. I always love going to a cafe, getting myself a matcha and really getting on with my editing. So I might give you a little montage of my afternoon editing, but other than that, that is all for today's vlog. I really hope you guys enjoyed seeing my entire process of how I create classes, how I film classes. If you are a yoga teacher who's maybe wanting to grow online and you are building a online membership or wanting to share classes on YouTube or just grow as a yoga teacher in your career, I do actually have my upcoming yoga teacher mentorship. It starts this Sunday, 10th of September, and this is a 10-week program for any yoga teachers that are wanting to build a career and a really long-term career in yoga. So I'll always pop a link below to the page on that. If you're watching this later on, I do run these mentorships twice yearly, so have a little look, see when the next one is. But otherwise, I'm sending you so much love and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.